No sleep till Blue Chew. Hey guys, make sure you check out our sponsor, Blue Chew. It is the chewable tablet that helps you have better sex. The link is in the description box below, and don't forget to use that promo code Denise. But now let's go ahead and get into SummerSlam 2015. That is it, guys. The LA SummerSlams are done, and we are now going to be starting into the SummerSlam Brooklyn chapter of basically the SummerSlams that we got. So let's get to it. We need to talk about some of the highlights of this show, and I want to start off with the main events. We had The Undertaker defeat Brock Lesnar, and let's talk about what basically happened here. All right, so first and foremost, where we're at in time and all of that, of course, Brock Lesnar, as you guys know, had defeated The Undertaker's streak. That is right. He had ended his streak back at WrestleMania 30. The Undertaker came back at Battleground 2015 and took out Brock Lesnar. So we're back. We're getting this rematch. And just to remind you guys, I call this the meme match because this is the one where we got the Brock Taker Undertaker meme. All right, you guys know what I mean. We got the Brock Taker meme where they're both looking at each other and laughing. But let's get back to the actual matchup here. So this match was pretty damn entertaining. Of course, we had, like, from the very beginning, Brock attacks the Undertaker before he can even take off his gear. And we finally got those Suplex City chants. I remember talking about this on last year's SummerSlam where we talked about the birth of Suplex City when Brock Lesnar took out John Cena with 16 suplexes. This was a very fun match. And what I primarily enjoyed about it was The Undertaker's obviously, a lot older at this point. He's looking a little bit more tired, but in this match with Brock Lesnar, I feel like they really did a good job of making The Undertaker almost seem like he was on the same level of Brock Lesnar. Obviously, he wasn't because, age difference and all of that type of stuff, but they didn't make him look like an old man. Like, Undertaker looked good in this match. He did not look bad at all. And that was what I enjoyed about watching him work with Brock Lesnar, was the fact that I felt like it didn't look like he was, dying in there. And the thing that I did not love, though, was the finish to this match. I didn't like the technical submission that The Undertaker locked in. Because here's the thing, the Hell's Gate, in my opinion, is not meant to technically make you pass out. It's either tap or snap, but instead they had Brock Lesnar pass out. And so I thought it was a little bit silly. And I know some people will make the argument of like, oh yeah, it could totally happen. But let's be real, guys. It's either tap or snap and not pass out from the pain. But whatever, that's the way that they went about it for this finish. So even though I loved the body of the match, I was not in love with the way that they chose to wrap it up. And the next highlight that I want to bring up is Kevin Owens defeating Cesaro. So I want to give them a shout out here because this was a fun freaking match. The night before, Kevin Owens had lost against Finn Balor at NXT TakeOver, and we saw Finn Balor become NXT champion. So then we get this pretty cool match between him and Cesaro. And in this, you do see Kevin Owens pick up the win with the powerbomb. I thought this was a fine match, so this was definitely something I enjoyed on the show. And the next highlight that I want to dive into was Seth Rollins, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, defeating John Cena, the US Champion, and this was a winner-takes-all match for both of the belts. So this was a match that basically Seth Rollins had kneed John Cena in the face, basically shattering it, and John Cena had called Seth Rollins's reign a title joke. For those of you guys who recall, of course, Seth Rollins had won the title at WrestleMania 31 that year. This match itself was pretty good, but then we end up getting a ref bump, and once the ref bump happens, well, it pretty much all hell breaks loose, and we see host Jon Stewart of The Daily Show, and he runs out there with a chair, and he basically teases that he's going to hit one of them with the chair, most likely Seth Rollins, but it ends up being John Cena that he hits with a chair. And so then Seth hits the pedigree on John Cena, and finally the ref comes back, and that is how we get the 3 count, and Seth Rollins wins this match. This wasn't a bad match whatsoever, and I didn't mind the way that Seth Rollins ended up winning this match. I know it's a little hokey and not necessarily what people would have preferred, but I was like, I guess it worked out for what it was. The next highlight that I want to talk about is actually really silly. It's a triple threat match here that we saw with Ryback defeating Big Show and The Miz for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. And I was laughing so hard at this because this is one of those, wait, this actually happened match. Like, if you showed me the picture of this match, like the card, the little picture, I would have literally thought it was fake because it's so random. I completely forgot this happened. They completely forgot this happened. But anyways, it did. And so I'm like dying during this match because it was just so like it wasn't even meant to be comedy, but it kind of turned out to be comedy to me. There was a one part in the match where I thought it was really hilarious because the Big Show like starts climbing up the ropes, right? And then he decides to turn around the other direction. And then he's kind of just sitting there. And it's almost like he's thinking of like what he should do. And then out of nowhere, he just does a middle rope swanton. And it literally made like no sense in the match. It didn't really fit into what we know the Big Show to do. And so it was so funny. If you go back and watch this SummerSlam, pay attention to that moment and you could literally see the wheels spinning inside Big Show's head. But anyways, Ryback gets the win. And really the only reason I wanted to bring up this match was for that Big Show spot anyways. And then a match that I definitely wanted to bring up was Neville and Stephen Amell versus King Barrett and Stardust. All right, so wow, this takes us back. Hey, reminder that Cody Rhodes was Stardust. Man, isn't it crazy how change ends up happening over time, but where we were at with Cody Rhodes during this time, well, it wasn't necessarily looking too good. But anyway, Stephen Amell, Arrow, the Green Arrow from the series Arrow, Oliver Queen. And I actually used to watch this show, by the way. I wasn't really too into the superhero stuff, but I did enjoy Green Arrow a whole lot because I really liked Stephen Amell and I was really into the story. So this was honestly, I think the Green Arrow is the only superhero. Oh no, wait. The other superhero movie that I watched, no, not movie, TV show that I watched was Daredevil. So there's only been two superhero Daredevil shows that I've watched, and it was Green Arrow and Daredevil. That was literally it. Or I may have watched The Punisher. I think I watched The Punisher too. Anyways, but I was a big fan of Green Arrow. And so, anyways, but I watched Green Arrow after SummerSlam, so I wasn't a fan at the time. I ended up watching it years later, so I didn't watch it like when it was happening or anything like that. Like I watched it afterwards. But honestly, Stephen Amell did a really good job. Like as a celebrity, he did not embarrass himself whatsoever during this match here. I thought he really did a good job. He even had a moment where he did a like little cross body there. So I thought that he did a really good job. Like again, he did not embarrass himself. But the other thing that I wanted to mention during this was, damn, Neville really bulked up. Not necessarily here. Obviously, now he's Pac in AEW, but going back and seeing what his body looked like here in this match, I really noticed just how big Pac ended up getting. And so that was one thing that kind of stood out to me while watching this match. But also, really, guys, Neville was and is still really freaking good. Neville hits the Black Arrow for the win for his team. And so Stephen Amell and Pac end up getting the victory here. So shout out to them. But I liked watching this back. This was very, very fun. This was very, very fun. And the other highlight that I want to get into is Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. So even though I did not like how this match ended, I actually really enjoyed the match. So basically, at this time, Lana had left Rusev for Dolph Ziggler, and Rusev had gotten Summer Rae to pretend that she was Lana. And there was a lot of really good moments in this match. I want to shout out Rusev because, first of all, he really transformed his body. Like Rusev here and Miro now, I mean, they might as well be a different freaking person. Also, Dolph Ziggler does not age whatsoever, but there was a lot of things that really just looked extra cool because at the time Rusev was, more meatier. So everything he did looked extra cool. Like a spin kick that he did just hit harder because again he was meatier. And there was this moment here where he did like this, I don't even know, effing cannonball on Dolph Ziggler. I don't think I've seen him do this in a very long time, and so this was something that really stood out to me. This was fun. Again, the ending sucked because basically Lana slapped Summer Rae on the outside. This causes a distraction. And they ended up getting counted out. I thought that was super freaking lame because they were having a good matchup and this did not need to end in a count out. The next highlight that I want to get into is the opening match, which was Sheamus defeating Randy Orton. And the reason I wanted to mention this match was because, well, for one, just really quickly, I do miss Sheamus's mohawk and his beard braids. I'm not really sure what they're called, but I thought he kind of looked really cool. And I know the fans were chanting, "You look stupid" to him, but I liked the mohawk. I liked the look that he had. He just looked like it was different, you know, it was really, really different. But also, the other reason I wanted to mention it was I thought this match was going to be so much better. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be considering both guys in it. Bro kick for the win. Both of these guys have done better. It was actually 3 bro kicks, excuse me, and Sheamus did avoid the RKO. The finish was very cool, but that was kind of about it. Like, there really wasn't anything too memorable about this match, except that, of course, Sheamus did have the Money in the Bank briefcase at the time. So that was pretty much it for SummerSlam 2015. These shows are getting longer, guys. So they are getting a little harder to watch. And when something's not good, it's just like kind of takes you out of it. But the stuff that is good, you're like, oh, thank God. You're just thankful for it because, again, they are getting longer now. So we'll see how I continue on with this SummerSlam series. I feel like so far doing pretty damn good. But let's get into the ratings of this show. Best match, I will give it to Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. Very exciting. Minus the finish, I did not care for it, but still, the match itself was pretty good. Worst match, unfortunately, I have to give it to Ryback, Big Show, and The Miz. And as for the rating of this show, I have to give it an 8. I thought there was some good stuff. Of course, that Undertaker Brock Lesnar match, the Seth Rollins Cena match was fine, but I don't know that there's nothing on the show that I would go back and watch just for fun. I thought everything was okay, but nothing that I would go back and watch again. So there you go. That was SummerSlam 2015. Quick review and highlights of the show. What were your favorite moments of SummerSlam 2015? Go ahead and let me know in the comments section below. Plus, if you guys want to check out some of the shows and reviews that I really enjoyed, go back and check out 2000, 2002, and 2005 because those are my favorite. But if you're really into nostalgia, then go back to the very beginning from 1988 and onward. Those videos can be found here on the channel. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We're almost there, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye.